In today's episode of the Pursue podcast, I want to talk about a couple of insights I've gained over the last couple of days and weeks that maybe have changed my perspective on my behavior, my goals, and just on life a little bit, and how I want to reach my full potential. The first thing is that you really need to go all in. There's no way around that. You can't just try it. You need to be with your heart and mind and soul. You need to find a place where they can come together and you can go all in while having a good feeling, being motivated to do it, being so much engaged in your goal or in what you want to achieve that you are willing to sacrifice for it no matter what, because it means so much to you. And if you can have something that provides that for you, then you have the potential to really maximize your life in one area at least. And half-assing it won't get you there. That's just one insight I've gained over a lot of time thinking about it and how I could go about reaching my goals as easily or as hard as possible. This leads me exactly to the next thing. It's not about reaching your goals as easy as possible. Because if you want to go big, you need to have sacrifices and it needs to be hard. If something's hard, this is a good sign because it will leave you with less competition, not more. There will be less competition if your goal is harder to achieve. And when you are going all in, you have a higher probability of actually hitting your goal and excelling in this direction that you want to go in. So, no matter how hard it is, if you think about it as less competition, I think it helps the perspective on how to think about setting goals and reaching goals. The next thing is that change needs to come from within. I know this is generic advice, but I really feel it and I've come to terms with it. If your change is not coming from your inside and from your actions, it won't come to you at all. There is no exterior events that can happen that make you just all of a sudden reach your goals. Yeah, sure, winning the lottery could potentially change your life forever. But there are no chances in your favor anywhere except betting on yourself. This flows right in back to going all in. Going all in on yourself, not betting on other people's success. Bet on yourself because you know what you can do and you know that you are capable of certain things and you have to build this trust with yourself, because if you're betting on other people and not on yourself, you are telling your own mind that you are not capable of reaching this goal. And are you sure that you want to tell yourself something like that for your whole life? Like, try to think ahead. The 80-year-old version of yourself, would they like to hear you at your age say that you don't trust yourself to reach your goals? Or would you like to tell this to your 8-year-old self? They would both tell you to trust yourself and go with it. Go with what fuels you. Bet on yourself. Bet on your dreams and goals. And don't give up for betting on other people. You need to change your life from within. You need to act. And from this action that you are providing to the world out there, this gives you the momentum and the motivation and the discipline to reach for even bigger goals and achieve your dream life. In the end, this is right the next point. It doesn't matter if your goals are big or small or twisty or straight. Nobody cares. Nobody knows you. And nobody cares. Really. You just need to define what you're going after, define your dream life, and then work backwards what you need to live it. You don't need to go above and beyond that. There is no need. So, pick your dream life. Really, what would fulfill you every single day? A dream lifestyle. What do you need? What materialistic things do you need? What kind of relationships around you do you need? What kind of body do you want to have? Your mind, your spirit, your relationships, your experiences, all of it. If you can picture this, you can work backwards from it. But if you don't know where you're heading, it will be really, really hard to know what you have to do now to get there. So start by picturing this. It will help figure it out. And this about having big or small goals is also about the next thing, the next insight I had, which is you are not there to compare yourself to other people. I thought for a long, long time that at my age there are so many successful people out there already, but at 20 years old you have such a long life ahead. Sure, it's not as long as we think, and every day something could happen, sure, but why not live your life at your own pace with your own goals and not compare yourself to others? If you are happy from within, there is nobody that can tell you that you are not doing something wrong. This goes back to figuring out your dream life. You need to figure out what you want to go after, and then backtrack what you need to do to achieve that. And sure, there are influences from everywhere, especially from online, that teach you about your dream life and how it should look like. But at the end of the day, those are only the top 1% highlights. You don't need to think about the highlights. You need to think about your base level, standards level. What would you like to have this look like? Some examples could be, how often do you want to work out? What do you want to eat every single day? When do you want to wake up? When do you want to go to bed? How much do you want to work? Do you want to work at all or not? Or how much do you want to travel every single year? Is it a couple of weeks? A couple of days here and there? Or half a year every single year? How much budget would you need for your travels? Do you want to travel solo backpacking through South America on a tight budget, and this is enough for you and you want to have this raw experience? Or do you want to travel in 5-star luxury hotels all over the world with private jets? This is something you have to define for yourself, and nobody can tell you what's right for you. So to figure out what you actually want, I have 2 things for you. Number 1, journaling. Write down your thoughts. Write down what's going on in your mind every single day. Just write 1 page in the morning, first thing. This will teach you a lot about what's always circling in your mind, which ideas are important to you, which thoughts take much space, and how much space in your mind every single day. And the second thing is, try new hobbies, experiences, side quests, however you want to call it. But this is how you find new passions, new things you want to explore. And not everybody has to build a business, or not everybody wants to have a Lamborghini, or not everybody wants to have $100 million in their bank account. If you want something exactly like that, there is no shame in wanting that. But there is also no shame in not wanting that. And there is nobody who can or should or has to tell you at which age you have to reach this goal. You are running your own race, and if you think about it as a mind exercise, how many people do you know? Maybe 100, 200 people that you've spoken to multiple times. Maybe 1,000 people that you've seen and can recognize in a crowd. Okay, maybe. But actively speaking, you are maybe talking to 20 people max, and some best friends or really tight colleagues. There are maybe 5 to 10 around you that you speak to every single week maybe. Now, there are 8 billion people on this planet. Most of them are not where you are living or where you think they can see you, or whatever you think. But nobody knows you. Nobody knows about your failures, your successes. Even if you make, let's say you hit a jackpot in the lottery, there might be a small article, maybe a tenth of a newspaper page about you. Maybe 2,000 people will read it and forget about it again after, let's say, 2 hours. Maybe of those people, 100 people will remember you for 2 days, and maybe 2 will remember you for a year. No matter what kind of thing happens in your life, no matter if you win $50 million, nobody knows you, nobody cares about you. You just live your own life at your own pace. So this is about all of this goals and dreams and achievement and comparing yourself. This only drags you down. Try to live your dream and strive for your own dreams. And the last thing I want to talk about is that there are always ups and downs in everybody's life. There is no wave just up through the whole life and with no down periods. You need down periods to feel the highs again. But those down periods hit everyone differently. For me as well. Over the last week or so, it's not been great, for sure. But I dealt with it in some way, some kind. Maybe perfectly, maybe not. But it doesn't matter in the end. Everybody deals differently, and there is no shame in feeling bad or having a bad day or a bad week. If you keep doing small actions towards your goals, even on those bad days, you keep up the momentum and you keep going, and you don't just give up completely. That's showing real grit and potential for you to achieve your goals. So try to think like that and keep that in your mind all the time when you are reaching for those goals, and there's no shame in having a bad time once in a while. With that being said, I hope you've gained some insights from me that I've thought about a lot and that you can apply to your own life, and let me know what other insights you might have.